There's been so many battles. I had just moved here. I was new to the area. I recognized that the Florida state government was spraying the river. There were development projects alongside the river. There was a tremendous amount of extraction that was taking place of the water supply, and also a huge amount of degradation from land use in the area. I had one small child that was 3 years old. I had another one that was just born. I just was living out in the woods alongside the river when I knew that I had to do something where I knew that I didn't really see too many people involved with the springs or the rivers that way.
You've done getting better than that.
I'm working with countless artists to create a regional art movement where the artists are now painting more about the springs and rivers, depicting more of their stylization, their rendering about the springs and the rivers. And I'm hoping that that work will elevate the status of springs and rivers. As we're seeing the springs today, they're being depleted, they're disappearing. We have many springs that have dried up. Who knows what people will think of what we did today. And I'm hoping that that movement will actually give our natural systems more credibility, more awareness, more attention, so that they're protected. I like to say, when I wake up in the morning, I just hit the ground running. I'm sitting around reading periodicals, reading the latest articles that are coming out worldwide addressing water quality issues, water quantity issues on a global scale. I spend a great deal of time reading, and then beyond that, I have a tremendous amount of emails that I have to sort through. Oftentimes people will contact me with their latest problem, and so I'll have to do a deep dive into whatever they send me and figure out maybe where I can help them, or maybe where I can direct them and somebody else can help them. I don't go out and drink in bars. I don't hang out with a lot of people. When many people are doing social activities, my social activity is usually in a meeting with the river in mind. How do I embody the voice in my work, which I do often at my business? So I own a recreational tourism business with my husband, and we encourage people to be on the water without any guide services necessarily. Imparting with them the wisdom of how to navigate on that river is usually where I use this tremendous amount of knowledge from whatever I've gathered in the past 15, 17 years of doing this work, and then passing that on to somebody who's the unwitting, I just want to rent a kayak or canoe person that comes in and they leave with this wealth of information where they're like, and hopefully they take that home to wherever waterway they live in and maybe think differently about how they use their own waterways. This work is absolutely some of the most exhilarating work I could ever do in my own lifetime. If you don't have people like me doing what I do, then you have the status quo. If I can't impart some sort of wisdom like how to be in nature a little softer, a little gentler, you might pound around, tramp it down.
They expect people like us to come along and pick it up.
Then we have, nothing left. So I moved here in 2002, 2019, 17 years. Not exhausted. I'm just now at this point feeling like I'm getting credibility. Like for the first 10 years, the water managers would see me come in, for instance, in these government meetings, and at that time I was a hairdresser, right?
We're very concerned.
She's just a hairdresser, what does she know? Now they're like, oh, she's not going away. So maybe we should listen to some of what she's saying. And so it might have taken me a little longer than somebody with a PhD to get where I'm at, but the PhD people, they don't come to the meetings, not the way I do. They're in their offices waiting for grant money, waiting for money to, fuel their next project. I'm sitting in there being a voice for the river.